Icarus, the boy who flew too high. Once there was a man named Phaeton who had a very important job. Every day, Phaeton had to ride a chariot that pulled the sun across the sky. Otherwise, there would be no sunlight, which the crops needed to grow and people needed to survive. Because of this, Phaeton never got a holiday. His son, Icarus, was very proud of him. Icarus loved to boast to his friends about his father's important job.
"Oh, that's nothing,"
one boy told Icarus.
"My father is the driver of the queen's golden chariot."
Icarus looked at his friend and asked,
"Do you think driving the queen around is as important as driving the sun across the sky to bring light and heat to the world?"
"Well, when you put it that way, I guess not,"
said the boy. One day, Icarus told his friends about how his father could not take any vacation from his job.
"Well, why don't you offer to drive the chariot for him sometimes?"
One of them asked, hoping Icarus would do this and get into trouble. Icarus liked the idea very much. He could already see himself racing across the sky and telling the horses where to go.
"Okay, I will ask him,"
Icarus said. That evening, Icarus spoke to his father.
"Papa, can I drive the chariot for you tomorrow?"
"Icarus, my dear son,"
his father replied.
"you're not ready for such a big job. The whole world counts on me to make the sun rise in the east, to lead it across the sky, and to let it set in the west."
"But why, Papa? Please let me. I can handle it,"
Icarus said.
"You heard me.
His father said.
If you improve your grades, maybe."
Icarus was determined to drive the chariot, so he did the best he could in school. But it was not good enough. His classmate kept teasing him and asking when he was going to drive the chariot. One evening, Icarus asked his father how he drove the chariot across the sky. His father explained,
"You have to be very careful with the horses, because they are very powerful. You have to guide them gently. Don't rush them, or the sun will set too quickly in some places and rise too early in the others."
Icarus had never thought about that. The father continued,
"Then you can't fly too high, or you won't be able to breathe and will be faint. You also can't drive too close to the earth, or the sun will burn up the crops and the people."
Icarus listened carefully. This was really an important job. Maybe he should not do what he was planning. But then he remembered the teasing of his classmates. Also, he wanted to know what it was like to ride the chariot. Very early the next morning, before his father woke up, Icarus crept out of bed and hitched the horses to the chariot. Then he grabbed the reins and was off up into the sky. It felt good to be flying above the whole world. Icarus whipped the horses to make them go faster. The people on Earth were surprised that the sun seemed to rise extra early that day. Then all sorts of strange things began to happen. The sun shone for only a short time in some places. In others, the heat began to scorch crops, and people had to stay indoors because it was too hot. Icarus was finding it was hard to control the horses.
Oh no!
He let them fly too high, so he fainted. Without guidance, the horses went wherever they liked. They headed east, so the other side grew dark. Then they headed west, and the sun set too early. Then they headed east again, and the sun rose once more. Everyone was confused. They didn't know when to get up, get to work, go to school, or go to bed. After a while, Icarus woke up. He was very scared for what he had done. He tried to control the horses and headed back home. When Icarus was back, his father angrily asked,
Why on earth did you do something like that?
I'm sorry, Papa. I just wanted to show my friends that I could drive the chariot like you.
Well, now you know why I can't let you drive the chariot for a very, very long time,
said his father.
I understand, Papa.
Icarus agreed. Icarus now knew that what he did was not only foolish, but also dangerous. As he went off to bed, he promised himself never to do anything like that, except with his father's permission.